Hello everyone, welcome back to another 5-minute rambling review. This time it's about Halo Wars Definitive Edition, the one that came out on Steam not long ago. Now the reason I'm doing this one and not the Windows Store one is because I don't own the Windows Store one, but now, I played this game a lot. Not on Steam, but I played it a lot back in the 360 days, and spent at least 3 hours in the game on PC as well. So I want to give some impressions of it. First off, the positives. It's so much better to control. It's so much more responsive. Like if you tell your people to move, they move. It's because it's running at 60 frames a second now, rather than the 30. I might be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it was 30 frames per second on the 360. So it's got it's faster response, it's smoother control, it's just better in every way because as everyone knows, like whilst the RTS was great and it was perfectly designed for the console, I feel like RTSs should just stay a PC thing. I just feel like it makes more sense that way to me. I don't know. It just, But I'm going to say that Ensemble did an amazing job at getting it onto console. So anyway, it looks amazing. I know it looked amazing on the 360 anyway, just the little Warthog units and whatnot just milling around, but on PC, because we have, the access to higher resolutions and obviously the higher frame rates and downsampling, it looks pretty, like real pretty. Obviously the cutscenes are in CGI. If you've ever played it before, yes, the cutscenes are CGI cutscenes, so you can't really tell, they're not really looking any particularly better. They're sort of upscaled. But the game itself just looks lovely. There's no slowdowns. It's a pretty game. It really is a pretty game. Yeah, those are the positives of the PC version. Other than that, it's it's more Halo. It's an RTS. It's the story's interesting, but can be a tad lackluster at times. And it's not overly hard. And also they've got the inclusion of like the skulls or modifiers, if you will, that really, really do add to longevity of the game. But it does have a few negatives. One, it kept the console user interface, meaning there are now wheels to access everything. Now the wheels on the console made sense because you could use the analog stick to scroll around them and pick things. There's no need for them on PC. We have keyboards, we have mice, we can we can precisely click what we want. But unfortunately, the wheels are still there, and they do take up 3/4 of your screen in the middle. Like not even to the side, just in the middle of your screen, so you can't see anything behind them when you're, trying to micromanage an army or something. No, 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 no. You can't do that. Can't do that because this big thing will be in your screen. So that's annoying. A personal thing for me is I feel like the FOV, or I can't zoom out enough. I feel like it's FOV is very claustrophobic. I want to I zoom out to the max, which isn't done with the mouse wheel, unfortunately. It's done with, I think it's page up and page down to zoom in and out, which is very confusing at times. It would have been easier to be on the mouse wheel, but whatever. You can't zoom out enough. I can't zoom out enough. I always feel like I want to be further back from the action so I can see more of the battlefield, but it doesn't let me do that, so that's kind of annoying as well. Two. Oh no, this is number three. Number three of the bad points. There's hardly anyone in multiplayer. There's it's a very low population. The people playing it are really good. So if you're a new player to RTSs and you want to go in and play some Halo multiplayer because you enjoy Halo and you want to try something different, you want to try a different version. No, you're gonna get absolutely hammered. It's very hard to find a game with a decent connection. For me, anyway, as I said, I live in New Zealand, so good luck trying to find a connection to pretty much anything. But it doesn't help that the multiplayer population is very low at like 90% of the time. I'd say around 200 people at, absolute best are playing multiplayer, and that sucks because once you've done the campaign, there's really not much else to do unless you want to just fight the AI on the hardest difficulty, which once you learn their patterns isn't all that challenging. So, that's a little disappointing. But as I said, it's a really old game. I wasn't expecting, anything too big. And in saying that, the last problem I have with the game feeds into the low multiplayer population. There's no crossplay. So if you buy this game on the Windows Store and you also have it on the Xbox One, based from the Halo Wars 2, pack, where you got it backwards compatible, or an Xbox One version or what have you. You cannot play like the Xbox. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong because I haven't played either one, but the Xbox One version and the Windows Store version can cross-play. They can play against each other, whereas the Steam version is completely separate. You cannot connect with the Windows Store version or the Xbox One version, and that's, I think, is a killer for the population as well. If they could all connect together, I think there'd be a lot more intrigue and a lot more interest in the game. I also think, because it would have a higher multiplayer population, more people would be willing to commit to buying it, so they, and it's a shame that they couldn't find a workaround for that. I think it's probably a lot harder than I would ever imagine, but I do think it's something that should have been, at the very least, discussed and thought about, but it just seems like it wasn't. So yeah, that's it. That's my 5-minute rambling review of Halo Wars Definitive Edition on Steam. And if I had to give it a score out of 10, I'd give it a 6. Because, well, remember that 5 being average. It's good, but as I said, it's an old game, and it's kept the user interface, the low multiplayer population. It's not really anything to write home. Not something to go mentally crazy and hyped out about. But in saying that, in its defense, it is a relatively cheap game. I mean, I got it for about 20 New Zealand dollars, so on Steam, so it's nice. Not that bad. It's pretty cheap. So yeah, thanks for watching and listening, and I hope you'll catch me in the next one. If you think I can do anything better, or you want to request something for me to look at and review, feel free to leave a comment. See you next time.